This month I followed inspiration. And inspiration, very fickle, and does not like to show up. It does not beat dedication. And I think I'm going to show that pretty clearly. Now I am holding my mic, partially because I don't have room on my table to place it down in front of me, because it's filled with built models waiting to be primed. I know I said I was going to do other things this month, but inspiration tends to have you jump from thing to thing. So it was fun to follow it, but I was not focused at all this month. This month's not going to look anything near like my past year. In fact, this year's not going to either. I'm not painting every 30 minutes a day, like I was doing last year. So I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna look at what I actually did. So I finished off my rats. I'm quite happy with them. I did little bits on the teeth and a couple bits on the tails, blacked out the bases. Same with the bugs. I don't remember exactly where I was on them start of the month. Let's grab something that hopefully sticks out a bit better. That band. Yeah, they're all done. I also got the centipede done. I'm very happy with how the transition between the different bands gone. I had a lot of fun just messing with them. And then I have my space spider. So this is a reference that was asked of me to do on the spider to one of my D&D familiar, Spooter. Since you get to kind of describe how you want to do your familiars, I said that my familiar looked like it was a galaxy of stars with a top hat and a monocle. I don't have a top hat and a monocle on the spider, but my fiance asked me to paint the spider up with Spooter. I think partially because she has a bit of arachnophobia. So I did. And yeah, that's the enemies for Mice and Mystics. This was the first thing I got done this month. Let's move on to the next. So the next thing I did was I actually painted up that guy on Catacrosis base. So I got this guy done. So all I got left to do is Catacross. I did pull him out of his box finally. So I'm hoping to get him done May or June, depending. Because I have the Morghast to do to finish off my squad of Morghast, then I have Catacross to do, and then Nagash. Then the Bone Reapers are done, and I'm ecstatic about that. So yeah, this is when discipline stopped and motivation or inspiration started hitting me. So we'll go through the terms of that project in a second. So after doing the Legion Mortis on Catacrosis base, I did have to look up that name. I basically got that's where discipline stopped. Now inspiration's a wonderful thing. It really is. I think I already stated that. It gets you to do things. So because I'm so close to being done with the OC Bone Reapers, I started to look at, okay, what army do I want to start working on next? I got several. I got my ogres from the Feast of Bones, so I could paint those up. I have my Old Legion Nagash that need to get reformed into a Soulblight army, which I do have a book 4 behind me. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with their paint scheme yet. I'm thinking about redefining my old paint scheme. The only thing I know for certain is that I want to use purple in there. And I think I want to try a different way of painting up bones on the skeletons, which may cause me to repaint all the skeletons. I haven't decided yet. Other alternatives is I have my Night Haunts. I don't have the book for the Night Haunts yet. Mostly because with the new 2-player box set coming out, I was like, oh, obviously, a new book for Night Haunts is coming out. When? I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of guessing October. Which pains my heart. Pains my heart, really does. I have to wait that long. I'm greedy, I want my things now. But that's fine. I'm not overly concerned with it. I can start painting things without needing rules for them. And I actually know how I want to do my color scheme for my ghosts, because I paint souls in general in a purple motif, going from the darkest purple from Games Workshop to the lightest purple, and that works for me. I like it. I like the way they come out. I know I want to do the shrouds in basically Space Wolf Blue or Space Wolf Gray, depending on who you ask. But it's a blue, and we all know it's a blue. Anyways, I'm holding my mic. I can do fun things with it. Wee thoughts. And for the tertiary color, I wanted to do actually yellow. This is because yellow is a complementary color from purple, so it's a nice, easy choice. Now, I was planning on sticking to all cool colors for my main colors of paint choice, which is why, if you look at the Osieric Bone Reapers that I have shown, anything that's not bone is specifically painted up in green, blue, or purple. It's all cool colors. It's supposed to give that like kind of words. Blah, blah. The idea behind doing all cold colors is I wanted them to have the feeling of being cold. Duh. Or cool. The idea of doing all cool colors was the idea of them being cold or dead, lifeless. Now, my greens have a lot of life to them because I add a fair amount of yellow to get that nice, bright, vibrant green, which is just a mix between some neon yellow. I want to say... Shoot. Who does that paint? Or where is that paint? Vallejo. It's Vallejo's yellow fluorescent bucket. This is neon yellow, basically. I mixed that in with moot green to get my stab your eyes out of your socket neon green. And it comes out well. I like the way it comes out. But so I was going back and forth which armies I wanted to try to paint up, and then I stopped and went, you know what? I have the Cursed Cities box from the first printing. I bought it. I have not done anything with it. I don't have anything built. I haven't looked at it. I talked to my fiance about playing some games with it, within it. That was it. And then I kind of walked away from it. I haven't re-looked at it since. I stopped and went, you know what? There's a pack of zombies in that box. If I build those, get them based, I could probably use them as test models. Because much like the Mice and Mystic stuff, I'm going to want to paint every single zombie in kind of a different motif, so that way I can figure out, okay, what colors do I like, what colors don't I like? And I can kind of mess around with some different colors. I try to get like some deeper purples maybe, or some brighter, just some like very pastel colors on my zombies. You know, using them as kind of a a testing center. Then I can play with blacks, I can play with reds, I can see if I want to try a different type of blue with my purples, that type of thing. You know, I have a playing ground to go for now. So, I started building those. I built those, and I actually started basing them, and I decided that how I wanted to base them was I wanted to put them on bricks. I will show them now, because they're not painted or even primed, but they're built and based. You know, they're waiting for a prime, but hey, I got hit by motivation to do this, so I followed that motivation and I did it. So let's see how that turned out. So I got these little guys, I got them based, and the lights don't like this yellow. So this is EVA foam, I think. It's this little. Let me grab one. EVA foam. It's a sheet of foam for kids craft. This is actually self-adherent, which is why there's that sheet there. And I was putting these guys together. I was doing their bases, and I stopped and went, you know what? The bases need some texture. The bricks here need some texture. Can't see. We'll see if I can fix that in post, but right now I can't see it. I stopped and went, I wanted to texture up this foam on the bricks. So how I was doing that was I have an old dentist tool. One of these guys that I inherited from my grandpa, because he used to do dentistry before he passed. So I was dragging that across these bricks, trying to get them all ready to go and textured, and I stopped and went, this is a pain in the goddamn ass. Doing every single individual brick on all 10 of these models. And I stopped and I went, you know what? I want to do all my night haunts with these bricks too. I don't want to deal with doing it this much this often. So what I did was I grabbed the rest of the sheet. I textured it. So now I can just cut little squares out of this, glue them down to bases, which is actually what I ended up doing eventually with some night haunts. Because these are all just pieces of that little yellow sheet that I cut out and I put on these guys. And it was great, and I enjoyed it. Now here's the problem. This is a large sheet, and I stopped and I went, you know what, I can cut this into any shape I want. Then motivation hit me again, and I said, you know what, I want to make dungeon tiles. So you can see all the things without me trying to mess with the camera. So I made dungeon tiles. They're not perfect. They're not great. I just got the few 5x5s and a couple of 1x2s. But they are perfectly fine to fill out a bunch of monsters. Maybe a hero or two. I can play D&D with these. Now, obviously, we're doing a full dungeon tile set. I'm going to want to expand on this. I don't want to stick with all of this. I don't want to. I don't want to do just these things because that's boring. But this is where motivation hit, and this is also where motivation stopped. Because I spent about 4 hours texturing an entire one of these sheets to be able to make just these. So motivation stopped there, and then discipline hit a little bit again. The downside for how I did this currently, I did end up going chipboard to this is just foam core. I did end up gluing chipboard to the bottom of it, but it's curved. I can probably coat the bottom in some PVA. Going this way, I think. Oh, I think I want to do this way for my brush strokes. And fix it. Or I can plan on using something a bit sturdier underneath than chipboard. I haven't decided yet. But these are super simple, super quick, cheap, kind of crappy dungeon tiles, painted up to kind of hide a lot of the mistakes there. So at this point, I got back to discipline. Discipline, nice and clean. All right, I got my motivation streak out of the month, right? So I made tables. Said I wanted to make some tables, and I made some tables. Now they're a bit wobbly. You know, they're not perfect, but tables. And I can throw them down on a board. And use them for cover. Have guys hide behind them. Now, I'm not super happy with the paint job. Yes, does it look like wood? Of course it looks like wood. It is wood. This is all balsa wood. Except for the toothpicks, which are, well, wooden toothpicks. Now, we do have a barcode showing on the bottom. That's fine. That's on the bottom of the table. The table's going to be like this most of the time. And the barcode is actually completely hidden on this one because the barcode is on these one of these long things and covered up by the planks. But I just like the paint job. So, and it's because of things like this like white splotch in the middle of this. So how I did this was I decided to do the throw a wash over wood, which I think I learned from Wylock. Yeah, I think I learned that from Wylock. I watch like everyone. I learn everything. Steal ideas. People have good ones. You don't need to make up your own. This is actually just built kind of like a table. Anyways, so not happy with the paint job because of these gaps in here, which I think is being caused by my super glue that I used to glue these together. So I'm just gonna end up painting these guys to look like cartoony wood, but I prefer that anyways. I should. Oh, also, I got to stream these. I streamed, yay! I haven't done that in a bit. So how I did end up building these guys is I built the frame for the tabletop. Then I threw on legs, and then did a couple braces on them in order to make them look like tables. I obviously didn't do the middle brace on this one. I was debating about it, and then I decided not to, and then I decided, you know what, I'll give it a shot on this one. I want to build like 10 more tables. 10 to 20 more tables and like 40 chairs. Because you know what, these are going to be good for scatter in dungeons, in any like tavern that I want to do, that I want to have a ballroom brawl in. You know, obviously, like these are big ass tables. These are 10 by 5 tables in D&D terms. Like that is how I measured out what I wanted the frames to be. Was I used my my measuring mat here. But I mean, you can get them all in all types of sizes. Like you can get, you know, round tables. You can do smaller. I can do smaller tables. I can do larger tables. So many ideas that I want to build a whole bunch more tables. Now the problem is that I ran out of wood for this balsa wood. Also, I need to show the secret ingredient for doing tables. Jeweler's knife, miter saw. Or meat miter saw. So this I picked up actually in one of the local model train shops, and I used it to cut my 45-degree angles. So these are all 90-degree angles on this guy, but the frame on this one's all 45s, minus the toothpicks. Like I said, they're wobbly. They're not the best. You know, you definitely got some wonky table legs on here, things like that. You know, for my first 2 tables, I'm very happy with them. And honestly, I want to literally state that this is the only reason why they came out as decent as they could, because I could make sure I got a fucking 45 or a 90-degree angle. Super happy. Motivation. Of you know, going back to discipline, getting started, back on my Morecast. Got some work on my Morecast done. I got some work done here. You know, I got the bone done, and I started painting the wings. And I got the wings done, and I'm pretty happy with the wings. You know. They match up this guy real nicely, which is good, because this is this guy's little brother. By about a year. Not quite, about 6 months. You know, I was getting really happy about going on with this guy. Then I got to do my taxes. I hate doing taxes. I always am in a deep rut after taxes. I got done with my taxes. I'm like, you know what? I did the adult thing. I am inspired to give myself a reward. And what do? I bought the last copy of Arenas of Shades from my local game store. I'm like, okay, cool. I've now figured out what I want to do once I'm done with these guys is night haunts. Got some cool new night haunt models. You know, I'm motivated to do them. You know, it's gonna be a couple of months, maybe up to a year before I actually do any of the models in this box. And then my fiance, who I took with the sword with me, turns to me and goes, you know, I know you wanted the ghosts out of that box. What do you plan on doing for the elves? So I don't know yet. She goes, okay. Well, we've been talking about teaching me how to paint. Or we've been talking about teaching her how to paint. So why not give the elves these daughters of Cain to her, and I can teach her how to paint using the daughters of Cain And then we can maybe play some more. I can teach her how to play Warhammer finally. She'll have some models on her own. She doesn't want to do any tournaments or anything like that. She just kind of wants to get into, this hobby that I have a passion for, and kind of see why I like it and, why I think it's fun. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I got some time off coming up in May. I know we were talking about using it to help your dad build that swimming pool in the backyard. Maybe, just maybe, I can use it to teach you how to paint, and if we're really lucky, we can have a game of Warhammer. And I got hit by motivation again, and I built all of her models. Well, that's a lie. I built the Sisters of Silence, and I built the hero model, the dominatrix of gladiators. As you do. But then motivation hit me. Oh yeah, no, she wants to learn how to play the game. How am I going to teach Warhammer? It's a complex game with a lot of nuance to it. How do I want to teach Warhammer? I know. I'll build her hero. Build her Sisters of Slaughter. And we'll do a game where I'll use her model, her 10-man unit, and she can have her hero, and I'll use whatever battle, and these are battle line. That's great. I'll build whatever battle line and the hero model out of the Arenas of Shades box for the Night Haunts, and we can have a nice grand old time. We'll do whatever the starting scenario is, and then I read the starting scenario, and the starting scenario is very, very cool. It's very narrative. If you are not learning the game, it is very good for if you already know how to play the game. Because you can only take 5 of these guys out of a 10-man unit. And I got mad. So that's not good. I don't want to teach someone that way. So, okay. I have other Night Haunts. I have a bunch of chain rasps built. I'll finish basing them, which I did end up doing. I'll finish basing, out of my 20, I'll finish basing 10. We'll do the 10. So we got 10-10. They're both battle lined. I think our models are, I think the Sisters of Slaughter are a bit better than the chain rasp, based off of memory. Hey, that's cool. If I lose, maybe that just gives her more motivation to want to play more. She won. I'm okay with making a newer player feel better about the game, making them feel like they're clever or smart or better at something, if it means that they want to get more into it. And this isn't, this isn't me trying to trick her into getting into this. No, this is me going, okay, I want her to learn the rules of her models, I want to learn the rules of my models, and I want to keep things simple. So then I stopped, alright, I can at least build the hero to go from Night Haunts, and because I'm me, he's in 40,000 bits, so I can do all the little details. And yeah. that's where this month's ended. No, I want to build a bunch of... I need to sculpt a bunch of flowers to go on these bases. To go with my motif for my night haunts. But yeah. So I was really looking at the rules, though, and I think what I'm going to end up doing... I think the better way to teach this is, okay, we both have... Because it feels fair to go like 10 on 10, right? That feels fair. You know, even if these guys are a bit weaker, that's fine. I'm cool with it. I'm the one playing with the weaker army. I know the rules better. I honestly can I sometimes... I'm better at strategy games just based off experience than her. But what we'll do, what I've decided I want to do is I want to split our 10 mans in half. So we'll do 5 and 5. And then our heroes. And then that should allow us to do enough space on the board to play some different scenarios, try some different things out. And I think that's a good idea, personally. You know, we can do either a capture and hold or a take an opponent's space scenario, things like that. And I'm cool with that. It shouldn't be an outright slaughter between the two. And we can play a couple games this way. I am going to be dumbing down the rules some. We're not going to be using command points to start off with, or command abilities, other than what's given to the individual heroes. So she can get used to that idea. And then we'll add things as we go, basically. So neither of us have casters currently. So once she gets comfortable with movement, attacking, how the turn order goes, things like that, I'm going to ask her, okay, which of these next sets of models do you want me to build? You have your Harpies, which are ranged units, and Flyers, which add new rules for you to know. Or the Warlocks, which are casters. So we'll see what she decides from there. Yeah, I'm super excited for this. Super excited for this. And I'm gonna go and make myself some flowers to go on these guys, probably tonight, or if I can get some time throughout the week, I'll do that. But I need to start focusing on this guy over here, because I need to finish that guy. Before I paint these guys, I need to do this guy. So while she's painting her Sisters of Slaughter, and her Gladiatrix, I will be painting my Morghast and Catacross and possibly Nagash. And I will play with an unpainted primed army, and she can play with her nicely primed army. Nicely painted army. Hopefully not just primed. So yeah. Goals for next month. Goals for May, right? Goals for May. I do have some time off. Goals for May are 2 of these models. 2 of these models, teaching her to paint 2 of these, and getting her to sit down and paint 2 of these. Goals for me next month. This guy. I want to get this guy done. I can't technically play this game with her until I get the rules for the Chain Rasps. Because I don't have those. Because I can't buy a book for Night Haunts. Because they're not selling a book for Night Haunts. Because they're supposed to get a new book. That's why they did the Arenas of Shades box set. I'm saddened by this. Yeah, so my goal for May is the Morghast. If I am lucky, Catacross. If I am smart, I still got to do an owl. But we'll do. So if I'm smart, I'll do the owl butt while she's doing these. If I'm not smart, I'm not. Name's Bob the Fool. For a reason. I will get the Morghast done. I'll get flowers on these guys' bases. Yeah. That is where we're at. That wraps up April. That gives my projections for May. I think I can get the Morghast done in the month. Catacross might be June. I plan on doing freehand on Catacross. I'm hoping just maybe I'll be able to stream on Twitch a little bit more this month. We'll see. I think I'm gonna try to stream Mondays, maybe Saturdays. We'll see about that. But yeah. I kind of glossed through a lot of this. And not just like, here's what I did, not how I did it. I'm more than willing to answer questions about things if people are asking me, but I also don't read comments because I'm a massive introvert and I get panicky when I read them. This also makes me bad at doing Twitch, but I enjoy it. Anyways, yeah. I'm tired. The lights are in my eyes. I'm going to consider editing this tonight. Probably not, though. Probably. Here's the secret sauce. I record these before the 1st by about a week or two, depending on the month. So I have time to edit. Don't tell anyone. Don't. I will lick your ear. You will not enjoy it. Unless you do. Then I won't lick your ear. I'll purposely say I'll lick your ear and won't. Okay. Yeah, have a nice day now.